Hi, Nana. We were learning the applications of electrolysis. So in that, we learn about the second application. Second application of electrolysis. What is that one? Electro refining. It is also called as purification of metals by the method of electrolysis. See, what is electro refining? It is nothing but purification of metals. Electro refining is the process of removal of impurities from an impure metal. So first of all, there is impure metal. So from that impure metal, if impurities are removed, then finally you will get a pure metal. So that means that process is called as purification of metals. So this is done by electrolysis. Hence it is called as electro refining. Generally, metals like silver, nickel, lead, zinc, copper, okay, and copper are purified by this method. See, this for this type of electrolysis, so the electrolytic cell, okay, the electrolytic cell, it is made up of a glass cell, glass vessel, and okay, glass vessel, and it is having the different type the electrodes in this fashion. Okay, so this is glass vessel in which cathode and anode. So here a series of electrodes. Sorry, I mean, I mean there are so many electrodes which are arranged thin sheets of electrodes and thick sheets of electrodes. So two types of electrodes are there. Okay, thin sheets of electrodes. The thin sheets of electrodes, they are connected to negative terminal, and the thick sheets of electrodes, they are connected to the positive terminal of the battery. So what, these are all very thin sheets of electrodes. This is thick sheet, this is thin sheet, again thin sheet, thick sheet, thin sheet, thick sheet, thin sheet, like that. Okay, now we will discuss about the electrolyte. What electrolyte is poured into this one? Electrolyte is nothing but acidified. So what is this one? Electrolyte. Electrolyte is nothing but acidified aqueous saturated acidified aqueous saturated solution of that metal. For example, if you want to purify copper metal, so first of all we have to take this copper metal, and the electrolyte should be what should contains the copper metal, the the ions of copper metal. That means the electrolyte should be acidified aqueous solution of aqueous saturated solution of copper sulfate, copper sulfate, or else copper chloride, etc. So the solution should contain what? Copper ions, because we are going to purify copper. If you want to purify silver, then the solution, it is made up of either silver sulfate or else silver chloride, etc. If you want to purify lead, then corresponding salt solution we have to take. So now let us assume we will discuss with the help of copper. So now we are going to refine, or else we are going to purify copper metal, let us assume. So now take a copper sulfate, aqueous copper sulfate, acidified aqueous copper saturated copper sulfate solution. Okay, So now that means, so this electrolyte is copper sulfate, okay, aqueous saturated solution of copper sulfate, and it is acidified. So it should be acidified by what? Already we learned. Okay, the acidified should, and the acid should be added. The acid should be added. It should contain the negative ion which is present in the electrolyte. What is the negative ion present in the electrolyte? So sulfate ion is a negative ion present in the electrolyte. So hence we have to use which acid? We have to use sulfuric acid. Okay. Now, if you speak about the electrodes. See electrodes, again cathode contains thin sheets of pure copper. See, this is thin sheet, this is thin sheet, this is thin sheet, and this is also thin sheet. So all these thin sheets, they are arranged parallelly. So this thin sheet is arranged parallelly to this one. So such connection is said to be parallel connection. So what cathode is made up of? So all these together it is called as cathode. Cathode is nothing but thin sheets. Cathode is nothing but thin sheets of pure. So remember, pure copper. So cathode should be made up of pure copper. Okay, and these thin sheets, they are connected in parallel connection. They are connected parallelly. They are connected parallelly. Next, anode. What is anode? So the thick sheets. This is 1, 2. So these are thick sheets. So all these thick sheets together, it is called as anode. Anode, it contains thick sheets. So this is one thick sheet. This is another thick sheet. And this is another thick sheet. Okay. Thick sheets of impure metal. Remember. So it is impure copper. The thick sheet is made up of what? It contains impure copper metal. Impure. Cu means copper. So impure copper, and these thick sheets are also connected in parallel. Okay, they are connected in parallel, or else connected parallelly. They are connected parallelly. Okay. So like this, the arrangement of electrode in the electrode refining process will be. Next, electrolytic dissociation. Electrolytic dissociation. So what does this electrolyte contains? This electrolyte contains, so now we are discussing about the purification of copper. Okay, so in the purification of copper, so the electrolyte is copper sulfate. Okay, so it is aqueous solution of copper sulfate, hence water also present, and it is acidified, hence it contains sulfuric acid also. So what are the ions present here? Cu plus 2 ions plus sulfate ions. Okay, next H plus ion and OH minus ions, and also H plus ions and sulfate ions. So how many types of ions are there? So hydrogen ions, sulfate ions, OH minus ions, copper ions. So there are 4 types of ions present in the electrolyte. Okay. So two types of anions and two types of cations. Okay. So these anions will move towards the anode and cations will move towards cathode. So after moving these ions towards their respective electrodes, what happens we will learn. So now we learn about the reactions at electrodes. Reactions at cathode. First we will see at cathode. So what reactions takes place at cathode? See, cathode means cathode is a negative electrode. It is a negative electrode. So as it is a negative electrode, what happens? It attracts the positive ions. So positive ions are called as cations. So hydrogen ions and copper ions are positive ions. That means so Cu plus 2 and H plus ions, both these ions are the cations. So as being positive, so they are attracted by the cathode. Okay, they migrate. So these ions migrate towards cathode. Okay, right. So after migration of these two ions towards the cathode, what happens? See, this copper plus 2 ion, it is having very low reduction potential when compared to H plus ion. So it is having low reduction potential. As it is having low reduction potential, what happens? So the ion which is having low reduction potential will undergo discharge. So copper plus 2 ions will undergo discharge, whereas H plus ions does not undergo discharge at cathode. So what happens? Discharging means losing its charge. So it is having positive charge. So cathode is ready to supply electrons because cathode is a negative electrode. It is having large number of electrons on it. So that means this copper ions, they will move towards the cathode and they take sufficient number of electrons, and finally these copper ions, they are converted, okay, they are discharged into neutral copper atoms. Okay, so what are these? Thin sheet of cathode. So these thin sheets are what? Cathodes. So what happened? Suppose if it's a cathode, let us assume this is a thin sheet of cathode. This is a thin sheet of cathode. So what happens? This copper ions from the electrolyte or else from the solution, they will come towards cathode and what happens? They are converted to copper atom. So after the conversion of copper ions into copper atom, so those copper atoms they get deposited. They get deposited on the cathode. So gradually the copper ions, they are deposited on the cathode. So after a certain time, if the process of electrolysis is continued for longer time, what happens? So many copper atoms will come and deposit at cathode, so that the weight of the cathode will increase. Before that it was thin sheet. Before that the cathode was very thin sheet. So but due to the accumulation of copper atoms from the solution, so this before that thin sheet of copper cathode was like this, and after electrolysis process, what happened? These copper ions from the solution, they are deposited, okay, on this cathode, and finally this will gain weight, okay, it will increase its weight and finally become very thick electrolyte, thick electrode. Okay, before electrolysis the cathode was like this, and after electrolysis the cathode was like this. That means cathode will gain the weight. Okay, see, that means both these two ions, okay, both Cu plus 2 ions, H plus ions migrate towards cathode, but only copper plus 2 ions, okay, discharge at cathode due to low reduction potential. Okay, the atoms of pure copper. So now pure copper is formed at cathode. Pure copper is formed, and this copper, the pure copper atom, they will deposit. They get a deposit on the cathode, and finally, so the cathode will increase its weight. Okay, thin sheets of cathode is converted to very thick sheet. Okay, so that means weight of the cathode goes on increases as the current is passed into this say electrolytic cell. As long as current is passed into the electrolytic cell, so the weight of the cathode keep on increases. Okay, so that means the increase in weight is proportional to the current passed. So if you pass more amount of current, then the weight of cathode will be increased more. If you pass only very little amount of current, then the increase in the weight of cathode will be very little. Okay, so like that we can discuss about the reaction at cathode. Now reactions at anode. We'll discuss about reactions at anode. Reaction at anode. Anode is what? It is a positive electrode. It is a positive electrode. Always anode is positive electrode. Hence it attracts the negative ions. So what are the negative ions present here? So negative ions are SO4 minus 2 ions and OH minus ions. So these negative ions, they are attracted by the anode. Okay. So after migrating towards the anode, so neither of these two negative ions, they undergo discharge. Okay. Neither of them will undergo discharge at anode. Then how anode gets electrons? Because anode is in need of electrons. As it is having as it is a positive electrode, it always in need of electrons. So then how does this anode gets electrons? See this anode, the material of the anode. What is the material of the anode? Anode is made up of a thick copper sheet. Anode is made up of thick copper sheet. So what happens? The copper material, anode material, copper. So the copper atoms present in the anode, they lose electrons and convert into copper ions. So this copper will lose electrons and these electrons are taken by anode. That means copper metal, the material of the anode will lose electrons and give those electrons to the anode itself. And that copper is converted to copper ions. So copper ions is not a metal, copper metal. So this is copper metal, this is not a copper metal. So hence they cannot reside or else they cannot be on the cathode. So simply what happens, they enter into the solution. So these copper ions, they leave the anode, and finally they enter into the solution. So before that, from the solution copper ions are converted to copper metal and they are deposited on the cathode. Now from the anode, the copper metal of the anode, so they convert into copper ions and these copper ions will enter into the solution. That means the solution will regain. Okay, the solution will regain its copper ions because before that the solution has lost copper ions to the cathode. Now the solution will regain the copper ions from the anode. Okay, that means the material of anode which is copper will lose electrons to the anode due to low reduction potential. So why copper only will lose electrons? Why not these two? Because copper has low reduction potential when compared to these two. So that is why copper will give electrons to the anode. So now the atoms of copper anode, okay, they ionize. Ionize means loss of electrons. They lose electrons. Okay, and they form copper plus 2 ions and leaves the anode. So that means they leave from the anode. So before that, now we are discussing about anode. So initially the anode was very thick. This is anode. It was very thick. It is made up of copper. Now what happens? Slowly the copper is lost in the form of slowly the copper is lost in the form of copper plus 2 ions due to this reaction. Okay, so that the anode will become thinner and thinner. So finally the anode will become thin. Before that the anode was thick. Before the electrolysis the anode was thick and the anode was thick. Okay, but this anode is impure anode. Remember, anode is impure anode. So that means it contains copper, and along with the copper there are some impurities. Okay, so what happens? So the copper is removed. Copper is removed from the anode. So due to the removal of copper from the anode in the form of copper plus 2 ions in the solution, into the solution, what happens? So now as the copper is removed, what happens? It will become thinner and thinner. It will become thin sheet. So copper, this substance is having copper and little impurities also along with the copper. So those impurities will settle at the bottom. Some of the impurities will settle at the bottom of the anode as anode mud. Anode mud. Mud means impurities. So here this is anode, and at the bottom of the anode mud. That means the impurities are collected. They are settled down. And this is also anode. At the bottom of the anode mud is formed. So anode mud is collected. Okay. So here what is happening to the anode as the amount of copper is decreased in the anode, so the anode will lose its weight and finally it becomes very thin sheet. Okay, so as long as the current is passed into this electrolyte, what happens? The decrease in the weight of anode will take place. So that means if you pass large amount of current, then there will be large decrease in the weight of the anode. If you pass less amount of current, then there will be very less decrease in the weight of the anode. Okay, so like this, reactions at anode can be discussed. Then if you speak about impurities, so what happens to these impurities? So now the anode is a impure anode. So that means this anode it contains not only copper, along with copper there are some impurities also. So what happens to those impurities? Now we will see about the impurities. Impurities. So from the anode, copper will enter into the solution, but there are impurities also along with the copper. The copper which is entered into the solution, finally that copper will be deposited at the cathode. But what happened to the impurities which are released from the anode into the solution? So these impurities again can be classified into two types. The impurities which settle at the bottom, which settle down below anode, okay, the impurities which settle down below anode. So in the form of what? Anode mud. Some of the impurities will settle down below the anode, and some of the impurities they dissolve in the solution. That means they dissolve in electrolyte. Some of the impurities they dissolve in electrolyte, and some of the impurities they settle down below the anode as anode mud. So the impurities which are settled down below the anode mud. So these impurities which are settled down at the anode mud, at the bottom of the anode, and these are called as anode mud. So these impurities can be recovered. We can get back these substances. Okay, we can refine, or else we can recover. Okay, the settled down impurities. Okay, the impurities which are settled down. Okay, these impurities. So now we'll see what are these impurities actually. The impurities like silver, gold, okay, silver, gold, mercury, etc., okay, etc., etc., will settle at the bottom of the anode as anode mud. These impurities are collected as anode mud, and these metals, okay, these metals can be recovered. These metals can be recovered. Okay, it can be recovered from the anode mud. From the they can be recovered from the okay, these metals can be recovered from the anode mud. From the anode mud by mud by several processes. By using different processes, by using some other different processes, finally we can collect these metals in the pure form. Okay, so this is different. So actually what is happening here? So the main metal is copper. So in this, the copper is present in large amount, 99 more than 99% of the metal is copper, and only these impurities are present only in very little proportions, and finally even these impurities are also can be recovered from the anode mud. Now if you speak about the impurities which are dissolved in electrolyte, say they do not deposit. So these impurities they do not dissolve, they do not deposit, sorry, they do not deposit on cathode. Impurities do not deposit on cathode, only pure copper will deposit on the cathode. Okay, impurities do not deposit on cathode due to why these impurities do not deposit on cathode. So which one is deposited on cathode? Only copper is deposited on cathode and the impurities are not deposited on cathode. Why? These impurities do not deposit on cathode due to their large reduction potentials. Due to their large reduction potentials, okay, because of their large reduction potentials, these impurities, the dissolved impurities, they does not deposit on cathode. Simply they remain in the solution in the dissolved form. Okay, so these which impurities will behave like this? Impurities like zinc, okay, iron, lead, okay, zinc, iron, lead, like this. So these impurities, particularly these impurities, when they are present, so they dissolve in the electrolyte and they does not deposit on the cathode. Okay, see these impurities, they are present at the top of the electrochemical series. Okay, these impurities are present at the bottom of the electrochemical series, whereas these impurities, they are present at the higher positions, or else at the top of where? Electrochemical series. Top of electrochemical series. Whereas the impurities which are settled down at the bottom, they occur at the bottom of the electrochemical series. Okay, so like this, finally what happened? The impure, actually in this process what is happening? So impure copper is taken as anode, okay, and it is very thick in size, and pure copper is taken as cathode, which is very thin in size. So what happened? So during the process of this electrolysis, so the thin pure copper electrode will become very thick, and the thick impure copper will become very thin. So that means what is happening? So the copper which is present in the anode electrode, so it is moving from the anode into the solution, and from the solution again it is moving to the cathode, and finally as it is deposited on the cathode in the pure form, so what happened? The cathode will increase in size, or else it will it will increase in its weight. So that means what is happening? The impure copper is converted into pure copper. Impure copper. Why it is impure copper? Because there are some impurities present in it. Those impurities are removed in the solution. Okay, some of the impurities are dissolved and some of the impurities will settle at the bottom as anode bud, and the pure copper only will reach to the cathode, and finally the cathode will increase its size or weight. That means the impure copper is finally converted to pure copper. So in this way, so the purification of copper is done by the process of electrolysis. So this process is called as electro refining. So here we have seen about copper. So we may, if you want to purify silver, then the electrolyte should contain silver ions. Okay, and the cathode should be thin sheet of silver and the anode should be thick sheet of silver, impure silver. Okay, and the cathode should be thin sheet of pure silver. Okay, anode should be thick sheet of impure silver, and the electrolyte should contain silver ions. So like this, if you want to purify silver, we can use silver electrodes. If you want to purify gold, then we can use gold electrodes. We have to use gold electrodes only. So like this. If you want to purify lead, then we have to use lead electrodes. So like this, the process of electrorefining can be done. Okay, so this is what second application of electrolysis. Okay, so now we will learn about the third application of electrolysis in the next video. Okay, right.